Hi, I'm Ranger Patrick. You might be wondering why I'm wearing socks on my hands. Stay tuned to find out how socks can be used to learn about the plant life cycle and how seeds use special adaptations to keep it going. By now, you've probably realized that I like plants, even enough to name my houseplant Marissa.
But once fall comes, all my outside plants die. This poor tomato plant is done growing and only has a few shriveled tomatoes left.
But if I cut those tomatoes open, we'll see there are seeds inside. These seeds are an important part of the plant life cycle. But let's stop for a second and ask, what is a cycle?
A cycle is a repeated pattern, as seen by this circle with arrows. The seasons are a good example. Let's say we planted an apple seed that grew into a tree. In spring, our apple tree starts to grow new leaves and flowers. By summer, the flowers start to grow apples. And once fall comes, the leaves drop, and we can pick apples for more seeds. But when winter comes, our tree and seeds can't do anything because it's too cold. They can grow again in spring, so this cycle repeats.
Since winter is too cold to grow, seeds have to wait until spring to keep the cycle going. That doesn't mean they just sit there. Some seeds use that time to try to find new places to live. How do they do that, you ask? Well, some seeds have things called adaptations or special superpowers that help them move around. Today, we're going to talk about some of those superpowers and how seeds use them to find new places to live. First on our list, wind. Some seeds have fluffy parachutes or wings that let them fly away in the wind. Dandelions are a good example, as is milkweed. Second, water. Some seeds float or are so small they can be carried away by rain. Coconuts are a good example of seeds that move in water. They fall off the trees, float in the ocean, and wash up on a new island. Third, we have sticking. Have you ever been walking and gotten seeds stuck to your clothes? The seeds are hitching a ride on you so you can take them somewhere new. Burrs are a good example of this. They have tiny hooks and stick to clothes and fur, kind of like Velcro. Fourth, we have food disguises. Remember our tomato? Sometimes plants get us to move the seeds by placing them in something tasty. Some of our favorite fruits, like apples, do this. When I eat my apple, I might accidentally move the seed somewhere else. And if I really like it, maybe I'll plant it and help it grow. This works in the wild too. If a bird eats a berry, it helps spread the seeds to a new area, usually through its poop. Fifth and final on our list, explosions. Sometimes seeds take moving into their own hands, using tightly coiled pods to spring themselves out. Notice this partridge pea. It doesn't have any seeds left in its pod because the pod coiled so tightly that it shot them all around. Between wind, water, sticking, food disguises, and explosions, our seeds have many options for moving around. I wonder if any seeds outside my home are using these. Let's go outside and find out. You can try this on your own too. Here's what you'll need. Paper and something to write with, a small glass of water, and a sock. I recommend using an old sock, but anyone will work. Here's a tip. Before filling your cup with water, you can also use it to help collect seeds. Your sock is also a great way to collect seeds. Try gently touching different plants to see if any seeds stick to it. Once you have all your materials, head outside and search for a seed to investigate. If you find several, that's great. Once you're done, find a quiet place with less wind to sit down and investigate your seeds. Place your seeds on a sheet of paper so they're easier to see. Then, pick your favorite to start your investigation. Remember our 5 ways that seeds move around? We have wind, water, sticky, food disguises, and do you remember the last one? That's right, explosions. We're going to see if our favorite seed matches any of these, so let's investigate. Wind is an easy one to test. Take your seed and hold it above the table. Then, drop it and see if it hovers or if it drops quickly. Ooh, that fell quickly. If our seed was wind dispersed, it would flutter or stay in place and slowly move to the ground. Let's see it with this milkweed seed I found. See how much more slowly that moves? Our seed was a no on wind, so let's try water. If you haven't already, fill your cup with water. This one's simple. Drop your seed into the water and see if it floats. If it floats, we know that it could be moving in water. However, keep in mind, if there's no water around, your seed probably wouldn't be able to use that. Since we're not sure if this could be used for water, but it does float, I'm going to put a question mark. It's okay if you're not sure on something. Sticky's a fun one to test. This is where we get to use our sock. Take your sock and put it on your hand. Sticky seeds should stick to the sock using the little hooks like they're Velcro. And we have found that even if we shake our seed, most of it sticks to the sock. So we found a really sticky seed. That's a yes. Food disguises we check a little differently. Remember our food disguises? Sometimes seeds will disguise themselves in things that look tasty or are tasty. Does this seed look very tasty to you? Not really. Remember what we said about explosions? They happen when a seed's pod twists so much that it has energy to spring it forward and shoot it. This also makes it a really hard one to test because we don't have any pods here. So we don't know if these seeds actually shot out. But I didn't see any pods when I found these, so I'm assuming that they weren't explosive. Because one thing is, explosive seeds are hard to find because unless you're there to watch them, you don't know. So for this, we're going to put a question mark. So, we found that our seeds probably weren't moved in the wind. They might have been moved in the water. We don't know about explosions. We don't think they were in food disguises, but they are sticky. Do you think this is the same for your other seeds? I have some other seeds here. Try testing others you find and see if they all use different ways. Some might even have multiple ways, and that's great.
So, what adaptations or superpowers did your seeds have? I hope you had a good time playing sticky seed socks. Thanks for joining us. Bye.